Bao has to flash over the wall. Now trying to turn over, but will be hostile taken over. Zoelys gets Kofte. Trying to trade on Aphelios. Moonlight Vigil goes wide. In goes Elramir though, trying to get onto white, doesn't get that much damage. So Zoelys is very deep without his mana. Bao gets that one destroyed, looking for the angle, looking for some more. Jinx comes flying on in, and she is so damn excited to be here. Backlund picks up Elramir, and LDLC wipe the floor around the... completely agree with you there, and that front to back is certainly in place with that range. There are the tools on the side of Wildcats to try and make those engage. With the Wukong, with the Gragas, with the Rumble Up flying in from miles away. You have at least got those tools to make it happen, but you're right. The onus is on them to try and get within that range and get past that front line, which could otherwise be a little tricky to deal with.
So, loading into this first game, of course, is one of our very first matchups between TCL and LFL. This could be the start of a hell of a rivalry, looking at these regions with all of their fan bases really following them, with all of this noise surrounding these two champions of these storied regions. We're hitting the Rift, and this could be some red ink in the book of these two chapters.
I was talking to some Turkish casters, and they were like, even though Foot is in the tournament, the people's hearts belong with Wildcats. The entire national pride belongs with Wildcats. And right here, getting into your first quarterfinals and beating the #1 seed from the...
I mean, there were obviously some questions about how the TCL would pair up and match up against the champions of the LFL in general, right? But as this whole team has come through, the overall quality has been good in regards to the macro and how they view the game.
Here we go in the bot side though, LDLC turning up bot. We've seen this a few times before. Moonlight Vigil comes on through. Zoelys though gets off a good hostile takeover. They're going straight on the Lulu first blood. Over to white, they flash on out and secure first blood.
Oh god, I could have seen this go so many wrong ways for LDLC. But one way they do like to play is through the bot lane.
Oh yeah, more free to play towards the bot side of the map without the Gragas threat.
And can I say that I'm a little bit impressed by what LDLC have been showing so far? Because usually Wildcats will take individual leads from every single laner and then translate into team fights.
Speaking of, they've gone for the gank in mid lane. You said the Syndra's a little immobile, and Backlund throws out a scat of the week. But unfortunately, Syndra was weaker than a Cyclone and falls down for a kill in mid.
So Backlund had been doing really well at just keeping this Gragas in lane. Yes, but then it doesn't mean that suddenly the mid jungle doesn't. If you're not there, things change quite a lot. Even if you are there, very big kill combo coming out from Gragas and the Wukong, particularly around their own level 6s.
Punishing the solo lanes, especially since Backlund did not have his flash available. So LDLC are extremely cautious on the map of how aggressive Wildcats are playing in the early.
Kryze in a lot of danger. Has the equalizer land down. Remember there's the ignite on Destroy as well. He's just stood there and queued. That's very dangerous. But the turnaround with the ult of his own is phenomenal. But Destroy flashes on out. Destroy by name, destroy by nature.
It's the item. You've got that demonic embrace. You have the buffs to rumble for the extra MR shred when you get those electro harpoons down. For all we'd said, hey, Kryze keeping this top lane in check. That's a moment in this match.
Oh. That's correct. Georgia with the very succinct and accurate description. Mid lane though, LDLC looking to punish back. Elramir taken pretty low, but the Psycho doing pretty good work. Cass comes through, knocks white back. That's the tower falling down. Into the bailout goes white, but there's just nothing to be done. Tower and an additional kill to the Wildcats in mid lane.
I love how Wildcats have found how to exploit LDLC on the map. Open that mid lane, force everyone further behind.
Elramir or Kofte are getting something done.
Boy.
They're not here on the top side of the map either. Vision is blotted out for them, but Elramir does have a flank.
Look at Kryze. He's coming from the bot side river.
Destroy's not there, remember, he has no teleport. Goodbye, Parus, deleted from the Rift. After Sion comes charging on in, that trade was definitely without breaks. Backlund looking to ward off, to try to zone up a Bao, has to flash over the wall. Now trying to turn over, but will be hostile taken over. Zoelys gets Kofte, trying to trade on Aphelios. Moonlight Vigil goes wide. In goes Elramir though, trying to get onto white, doesn't get that much damage. So Zoelys is very deep without his mana. Bao gets that one destroyed, looking for the angle, looking for some more. Jinx comes flying on in, and she is so damn excited to be here. Backlund picks up Elramir, and LDLC wipe the floor around the Baron Pit with the Wildcats.
Easy as you like from the LFL champions. They choke out the vision, invite the Wildcats into the Baron Pit without the right kind of setup. Parus caught out again. Wildcats can't find themselves a way into the fight. Now it's Destroy versus the world.
They're not clearing the ward. They're not clearing the ward.
Don't give it up. It got a little bit dicey. I saw the angle, smite or not. But either way.
You're thinking that a comeback is very much doable. There's not much goal difference.
Go! They found an angle to Jeskla. Is the Bale going to be around? But Jeskla gets the flash on now. Trying to turn it around. Kofte goes golden, throws the cask out to buy some time, but I think it might just be a last gasp. They do kill Zoelys, but the execute comes back on through as Syndra presses the outplay button. Kryze though in the front line, not as tanky as he would like. Not shown down just yet. Elramir's clone is the next target. It's a 1-for-1 in the end. Support for mid lane.
Oh, that was the only fight that they caught the Jinx with both the Gragas and the Wukong, the thing we were looking for.
LFL champions who've turned up to this tournament and failed to win it despite the dominance of their region so many times.
I feel like Wildcats lost the window right here where LDLC were resetting to try and set some deep vision in the back line. But I guess it doesn't matter. Kofte does not have his teleport available.
Yeah. Taken so low, the equalizer comes on over, executed by the unleashed power, and now Kofte in the middle of nowhere. There is no amount of drinking you can do to numb this pain. Knocked on up, knocked on down. A wild growth is just more wood to be cut down. Lumberjack Sion living up to his name. A hook onto Bao with that handshake. See, I told you it works like that. Shut down to a Zoelys. 3 dead. The mid jungle support we were praising for this team falls down, and LDLC can look to break the base.
And before the late game team fight can ever get onto the table for the Wildcats, the candle is snuffed out. LDLC find the picks.
Parus and Destroy have got to do the impossible here and somehow, some way hold on to their base. No equalizer, no wild growth. 5v2, it is desperation. Zoelys taken low, but he is hardly the biggest of your threats. Look at Backlund, look at Jeskla. It's just game 1 to LDLC. Oh well, they do it in style.
Slow and steady wins you the race. They did not allow...